Hey y'all, welcome to Miss Silk's chat room tonight. I just want to get on here and chat with y'all, of course, about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17. It's giving me love and hip hop, okay? I don't know. It just don't give me the original Real Housewives of Atlanta. And maybe we just need to get with the sign of the time because everything nowadays is kind of on the line of love and hip hop. Okay, they want the drama, they want the violence and all that. Okay, they want to see us fighting and pulling each other's hair out and just being negative. But I'm going to go try to go scene by scene instead of talking about each individual. Okay, it starts out with, of course, Kelly and Shamia having a conversation about Portia's party and all that. Well, it starts out with Shamia, of course, still talking about Portia and how this text exchange that they had at the end of the reunion or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, that relationship been dead. It ain't never been sincere, and they've never really truly had a good friendship. Okay, so it is what it is. Just let that go. Okay, let it die. Move on. Do your thing. You have a peach now, Shamia. Just let Portia do her thing and you do your thing and just don't even focus on her no more. Portia is still who she is. She ain't gonna change. Everybody talking about, well, maybe they'll come back being friends again. No, they ain't. Because what's meant to be will find its way. But some things, some people we want to call friends, they ain't always our friend. And we need to bend and let them go, okay? Many moons ago. Because they didn't showed you who they were. They showed you what they weren't true friends. However, everybody's hating on Kelly and Shamia's friendship. The one thing I see about it, now maybe it's cheesy and the way they going about it on the show or whatever. And a lot of y'all feel that way because you don't like the idea that, okay, Shamia moved on and she's developing a friendship with Kelly, okay? And from the looks of it, in my opinion, Kelly has shown herself to be a true and faithful friend. She showed up in Shamia's dark days, right there. Keeping her kids, they've developed a relationship, And so that is a part of their storyline. It don't have to be about, all about Portia. But now, on the other hand, why she's mentioning Portia at the start of the season, I don't know. We need to let that go. However, I have no qualms about her and Kelly developing a friendship. Why not? Okay. So now there's that. Now, moving on, Portia invites Shamia to the party, and I think that's a good thing that she's willing to at least be cordial in this situation, and she is a part of the group, so she was doing the grown woman thing and inviting her to the event. That was I commend Portia for doing that and not letting what's gone on between them keep her from doing the right thing. Okay, so she invited her. She even got up and welcomed her into her home and was really being kind. I appreciate her for that. But when it comes to Portia, now how you gonna not know the theme of your event that you're giving at your house? Now that's just asinine to me. You planned this, supposedly you did, and you don't know the theme of your event. So, if you're going to be the boss B that you claim to be, then you got to handle your business. And it seemed to me you ain't handling the business because you didn't even know what the theme was for your event. She's not building the empire. Other people are doing it. She's just providing the money the means to be able to do it. And then here you have Shamia and Drew. Drew just kept on trying to pick and pick, and she didn't pick up where she left off. So now she's picking and picking and picking at Shamia. And you're going to bring up the fact that her husband's not there. And like Cynthia said, he ain't never there. So what is your point? Okay. And why are you so bothered by the fact that her husband wasn't there, but yet you are on FaceTime with a man for however long the party is? Now make that make sense. And let's not forget, Drew, while you up here worried about what Drew up here worried about what Shamia's husband not being at the dinner party. You on the phone with Black, FaceTime, and I believe Ralph is still in the basement. So you got your husband in the basement. So you need to not be having no conversation about nobody's husband's situationships or nothing else, okay? Get your situation together before you be trying to come for somebody else about their situation, because you sound like you got a whole lot of situationships going on. The last thing that popped out at me in this first episode of season 17 was Angela and Charles. I can't figure out. I have an opinion or an assumption about that relationship, but she appears to me just to not be sure in this marriage with this man, and he seems to be just cold and callous, and maybe she's just gotten used to it or just settling. I don't know, but he just seems to not be loving towards her or compassionate, or he just seems to be really cold with her, and then she looks like she's just making an extra effort to try to get his attention in front of the camera. Like, I want y'all to see that he really does love me. And I think with all these rumors and all this stuff going on, it's upsetting to her because it's making her look bad and look like she's got a husband who's a cheater and he's not being faithful to her. I don't know if he's not. I don't know if the rumors are true. But one thing I do see is doesn't seem to be very loving towards her. And maybe he's not a real affectionate person. I don't know. He always seems to want to throw her in under the bus in front of everybody and on camera. That's unacceptable. Excuse me. To me, it would be unacceptable to me as a wife. We would have a conversation about that. Listen, now it's one thing if you do what you do behind closed doors and don't nobody know, but do not embarrass me or degrade me or do anything of that sort in front of people, because you can tell that she it made her feel some kind of way, and I think she feels some kind of way because he's not attentive to her feelings. He's not he doesn't appear to be compassionate with her. He seems very cold and callous and like, okay, I'm just here on this camera, but I'm not doing all that extra that you want me to do to try to make it look like I'm so all that about you. If you ain't all that about me, then why are you not with me? I don't know. It's a strange relationship to me, but I agree with Angela that I wouldn't be going through no bunch of changes trying to prove to them who my man is and what he's doing. Sad note, did y'all pay attention to how they kept bringing up the fact that Portia was doing all this dinner partying and bringing men into Simon's house? And faithful friend Phaedra was throwing digs at Portia too. Y'all see that? That's my opinion about the first episode of RHOA season 17. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I just want to get on here and talk smack, y'all. I ain't on nothing. Stay tuned. I'll be back. Okay? I'll try to keep up. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Okay? Peace and love.